guys, so we're going to try something different today. We are, in fact I'm not even going to wear this. We're going to work on this generator. Now we know it starts, it runs, it produces a certain amount of power, we don't know how much. So what we'll do, let's get the fuel tank off first. And the petcock's off. I remember I turned that off earlier. So that's good, get that out of the way. We just need to loosen the carb nuts now. Air filter box comes off. Yeah, all four. And they're all the same length. Carb and 12 again, is it? Yep. 2 screws come off. We have a little plate. Now that's not connected. So now all that's connected is just the wiring, I think. Don't want to damage any gaskets, but we can remake the gaskets, it's not an issue. Oh, the linkage. To get the linkage off, it has to go all the way to full speed and off choke. That's off. And all we'll do is, whoop, that's fine. Okay, now so that you can actually see what's going on, we're going to work this side. There we go. And then that comes off. Oh man, look at that colour. Wrist pin, and we have our needle. Looks fine. We have a main jet. Which is clear. How many turns until it seats? Half, 1, half, 2, and a half, 3, half, 4, and a half. It's like 4 and a half. Take this out. This is just an idle adjustment. While we wait, let's get on with doing a compression test. Now we know it's got enough compression to run, so we just need to see what that is. Ideally for a 2-stroke, you're looking at around about 150. Anything below kind of 120 and is just not good. Okay. And just to make sure we don't have any coil issues, have we turned it off? No. That's on, that's off, but we'll just make sure it's ground anyway. That's 110, 20, 35. And it's not going up anymore. We're 135 psi, so it's not really good, but it's not terrible either. And that's fine. It's good to know. So also we know it's got spark, but let's just have a look how much spark, or at least how strong the spark is. All these things just build up a. Is that plastic? No, it must be metal. All these things build up a picture as to the condition of the engine. So I've just taken the cover off and we'll just spin it. This is about an 8mm gap. So we've got good spark. Just checking, it's worth checking. Let's see how far we can actually get it. We want to go, this is ideal, this position here. Let's have a look, see if it's strong enough to spin this. Out of our own curiosity, let's check the secondary winding. You can't really test primary with a huge amount of accuracy with it being an electronic ignition, but let's see what the secondary is. I would estimate around 7.5K is where they normally are. They're not directional. Good ground. That's really low. That's very low. I'm very surprised by that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. No, it's certainly stable. Anyway, it seems to produce a decent enough spark. Whether it'll do that after it's been running for a while might be one of the reasons why it's failed, is after a while when it gets a bit hot, it loses sparks. But that's just something we're going to bear in mind, because that is very low. And this setting, again, I absolutely love it for driving in. It's one that stops you from cross-threading. Just cuts out once it feels a bit of resistance. We've got one more. Which I think is under here. And then I can just go on to 3 and give it a couple of cracks. 1, 2. And finally just finish off with a ratchet to make sure that they're a tiny touch loose. Tiny touch loose. And that was good. All right. So we looked at this last time. There's a fair bit of carbon around this kind of ground area. However, the actual ground strap itself looks really good. So I'm just going to put that on the wire wheel for a second and clean that up. Just a quick once over there. I'm not going crazy with it. The gap looks okay. Probably about 1 millimeter. It could be closed maybe just slightly, but we're going to leave it there for now. The spark is strong enough to easily jump that. Of course, when it's under compression, it takes much more effort, but anyway, here's what it is. Just a Chinese plug. I'm not going to replace it just yet. Well, while we're still waiting for the ultrasonic cleaner, the next thing we'll do is put a new spark plug. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is, right in front of me. So we'll pop this one on. This is just one I had lying around spare. So this is how we do it. I take a little bit of press fluid. You can take whatever you want, but press fluid's good because it evaporates. It's kind of like an oil, but it does actually evaporate and dry out. So then you take hold of here. We'll get it started. And then from here, you can just gently push it in, check the other end, make sure it's securely seated. And now we'll just give it a bit of a blow off with the air compressor. Remove any excess oil. So, the only thing we haven't done yet, the ultrasonic cleaner has just stopped, but let's take a look at the fuel tank. I still haven't found why it was scrapped, so this is just what I chuck dirty, junky fuel in before I take it to the dump. So, I've just loosened that lid off. I'm going to tighten it back up. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's do this. So I've got this here. That's what came out the float bowl, which looks terrible. Let's chuck that into there. And let's have a look at what it looks like coming out here, if it does. Should be. Which way's on? That way? Oh, yeah, that doesn't look bad. Oh, that's getting darker and darker. I mean, coming out the actual tank, it doesn't look horrendous, but then as soon as it goes into that glass, it kind of looks like absinthe almost. Absinthe, almost. Let's see what we got there. Okay. Well, we really can't see much. Nah, it's just all black, you can't see anything. Right, now we need to get it into there. Oh, that's a thought. You know what? I haven't got a funnel to hand, so it's going to go straight back in, through the filter, and then it's going to go straight into that. And yeah. Oh, I had a bit of a look. It looks terrible. So if they actually tried to run it on that, there was no chance that would have worked. Doesn't actually smell that bad, but yeah. It's certainly not good. Well, that's draining itself down there into the junk tank. We've got everything going on here. Let's have a little look, because soup is ready. Float's floating, which is a great sign. Really doesn't look that bad, doesn't look too terribly dirty. I've seen far worse. We'll empty it out and bring you back. Guys, I just want to give you an update on this ultrasonic cleaner. So the degas function isn't working, and it's really annoying because it means that I have to run the machine for at least 15 minutes to get the air out of the water at least, whereas the degas function can do it in about 60 seconds, but it's not working. So I've been waiting a couple of weeks to hear back from the manufacturer slash the seller, and the seller's really helpful, but the manufacturer is not. So I'm looking at sending this one back. If I can get a replacement that I know works, then I'll take that. If they can't organise a replacement, then I'll just get a refund and I'll look elsewhere. But wanted to update you, it works great if you make sure you get all the air out, and you have to run it for 15 minutes first, but I don't want that inconvenience. It shouldn't be the case, especially not for the price. So let's blow this stuff off. So, pull this stuff out. Have the main jet. See how clean it's come out, it's really good. You can actually get proper jet screwdrivers. I don't have one. Needle goes in. I don't think so. We can tweak this as and how we like, and we'll just put it to roughly the position it was. Put this back on, and away we'll go. Like so. Yeah, that'll do absolutely fine. So you go onto there, and we'll screw you down. Let's go with that. Gives us a bit better access. It's on. Alright, let's tighten her up. So we'll start with pressure. Pressure doesn't test seals, it tests everything else though. Seals fail on vacuum more often than not. That holds just good. Excellent. This is the real test though, vacuum. There's a lot of crankcase space in there. Okay, we're at between 14 and 15. Let's go to 15. That's 15. Let's pull her over. Back to 15. So we know it's got pressure and vacuum, which is again great, because it would be a nightmare to repair those seals. Let's have a look. Okay guys, we are out in the park. So this is a 750 watt generator, and we have a hammer drill that is 710. So that's close enough to load it up. Let's plug the drill in, but off. Then we can have some hands free. And what we'll do, we'll test it, and then we'll also test how much with the multimeter, the volts it's producing, and also the hertz it's producing. We want to see how stable they are. So let's start with choke. That's on. That's got a breather hole at the top. That's fine. That's got fuel. Fuel is not leaking. So we'll start it up. We'll let it warm up after a couple of minutes. I'll give it a few zaps and we'll go full speed. Yeah. All right. Let's see if it starts. It should do. Can I put my hand without getting zapped? So choke on. No reset switch. That's on fuel. Okay, let's check what it's producing while we let it warm up. So, volts AC. It's a bit high. It's going to be dirty power anyway. Do exactly as it said it should. Let's leave it going. That's 710 watts. I wonder if I can get a dual plug socket and then be able to test the voltage with it going through it. Is that possible? Maybe we'll try that. So if I plug that into there, and then I put my multimeter into this side, whether it's going to work for me. We'll see. We don't need choke, let's just try and start like this. Oh. That's that kind of really poor kind of reading, you know what I mean? Right, let's put some power through it and see what happens. Certainly more stable. Certainly more stable. Now let's see what the hertz are. Again, far more stable. That's excellent. That's not. I feel like it's coming out. Can't complain. I'm really happy with that. Perfect little camping generator. Perfect if you're going away for a bit of fishing and you want to keep a fridge cool. You know, power outages, it would be perfect for that too. So yeah, $10, can't complain. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. If you enjoy the video, please, as always, just everyone asks it, but please subscribe, because it really validates the time and effort that I put in. It just means that people out there are enjoying it. So I'm not just doing it for myself. Yeah, subscribe, thumbs up, all that stuff. I really appreciate it. And join me for the next episode / video where who knows what will come in. I have no idea what we're working on. We've done lawnmowers, hedge cutters, vintage Villiers engines, we've done generators, we've done strimmers. So yeah, Who knows? We'll go back to the dump. Yeah, I just thought, why not give it a bit of a clean up? We need to go and have a beer.